Welcome back to the National Hopes. We've got a girls singles round. Round 2, Ejin Hisui versus Jasmine Wu. My name's Simon Gerarda. I'm joined by...
Finn Loop.
There you go, he said it himself, Finn Lu. Finn Lu, you've been here before, you've done it before.
Yep.
Went all the way to the World Hopes. What year was that?
2016,
What year are we in now?
2020.
What's that mean? 4 years ago?
4 years ago, yeah, that's correct.
Pretty good experience?
Yeah, it was good.
Did you get nervous?
Yeah, definitely. In the first round, there was a lot of good players, so I was quite nervous in the first round.
So where was the Australian Hopes held?
It was held in MSAC.
Where was the Oceania Hopes held?
It was in New Caledonia.
Right.
Yeah.
Good
And
memory.
Yeah.
And where was the World Hopes held?
That was in Qatar, Doha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was at the Aspire Academy,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it was a really good experience.
We just had Hannah Green, and her hopes was in. She went to Luxembourg. You been there before?
Yes, I have.
Or did you
Every
go
yeah,
every year.
every year around since 2017.
What
is,
for?
For the Rough Diamonds camp. It's
Right.
like a international camp.
So that was a sort of a follow-on from the World Hopes. Like you sort of get identified at the World Hopes event, and then maybe you get into the Rough Diamonds event.
Yeah,
Cool. So it's a pretty good pathway, you'd say, like for kids.
yeah, it's definitely what you should aim for.
Mm.
It helps develop your table tennis a lot.
So
And
your
it's
cousin's playing here.
great. Yep, Aiden Tang. He's not playing at the moment, but yeah, he's playing.
He
today.
should win it.
Don't think so.
No.
I don't know.
Okay. So we've got Ejin Hisui versus Jasmine Wu here. Who's your tip here, Finn?
Probably Ejin.
She's the number 2
Yeah.
seed, going safe.
Yeah.
Going safe is the young man. Jasmine is the number 6 seed from Western Australia. We just watched her younger sister play in the mini cadets. So, what's your year? You just played the Olympic qualification tournament, Finn.
Yeah.
How was that? Good experience?
Yeah, it was good. There was a lot of matches over 3 days.
9?
Yeah, 9 matches.
It's not many.
Yeah, it was quite a lot for me.
My uncles play like 30 in one day.
Okay. Good.
Why does it get so tough? Why is 9 matches over 3 days so hard?
It's pretty hard mentally and physically. Like, it's quite hard to focus for that long over against all these different people and
People or men?
men and some kids.
How many kids?
Only one other, Nicholas Salom.
So 2 kids and 7 men.
Yeah.
Are you a kid or are you a man?
Probably in between at the moment. Not sure.
There you have it. Finn Lu, not sure about whether he's a man or a kid. Brilliant. Ejin Hisui, it's a good tip from you. She's up 9-6 here, storming away with the first set. She won it 6, that's what I just said.
Okay, cool.
She's doing pretty well. Off to a good start. So you just played that, and what's next for you?
Have the Melbourne Open coming up this weekend, and after that I'm going to Europe for a month and a bit for like training and competitions and everything. I think I have a Rough Diamonds camp there. So
You think?
yeah,
Yeah. You just do what the coach says now.
yeah,
Pack your bag, get your passport, off you go.
yeah. Basically.
Don't know what it's called anymore, just
Yeah,
do what you do best.
yeah,
Very good. So you have a few tournaments in Europe.
yeah.
You played them last year too.
Yeah. I think last year I played in Hungary, trained in Romania, played in Czech Republic and Sweden, and I think this year I'm going to Italy as well. So
Sounds like there's a lot of travelling involved with the game of table tennis today for kids.
yeah.
Like, I mean, what do your school friends think of all the travel you do? Have you got any friends at school?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, what do they think?
They think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I mean, they're travelling for holidays once a year.
yeah.
And
And
while you're...
yeah, It's nice.
Okay, I'm going to take a short break. Finn Lu's going to stay with us and talk us through this match.
Okay. It's currently 9-5, yeah. Good serve. Bit of a comeback by Jasmine Wu. 9-all. I think Ejin's getting a little bit nervous. You see what she does coming back from the towel. Ooh.
So what happened here, Finn? I mean, I left you for a minute and Ejin Husui's lost control of this game. Was it your fault, basically?
Not sure, maybe. She was up like 9-6, 9-5, and Jasmine Wu came back. Yeah, I think Ejin got a little bit nervous coming back. So
thanks for that, Finn. We'll take a short break, Finn.
okay.
All right, we're back and we've obviously got the live stream here. If you've got any questions for Finn Lu, feel free to ask them on the page.
Hey, Eddie.
Hi, Eddie, says Finn. Recently, how would you put it? Basically came off the board of Table Tennis Australia, but has been instrumental in the last 2.5 years in rejuvenating Table Tennis Australia. As you can see here at the National Hopes at Loops, we've got Uncle Pop, proudly presented by Uncle Pop. The Table Tennis Corporate Cup, WA Specialist, Glory Kids and Finn Lu joining me here in the box. As Ejin Hisui has lost the first set in this second round encounter against the number 6 seed, Jasmine Wu. A very important match as far as the group stage goes. Remember, the 3 kids get through. Looks a little bit flat on that topspin, Finn.
Yeah.
Forehand side.
The game seems to go be going pretty fast. So I think.
You mean their movement's very fast between points?
Yeah, going back to the table and everything. So
Why do you think that? Yeah, go on.
I think that's building a bit on Ejin's pressure to kind of win the points. So
it's quite observant of you for a kid.
Yeah.
Or in between. So you think that sort of as Jasmine's moving quickly to pick up the ball, goes in and plays, as the scoreline's going her way, it's building a lot of pressure on Ejin.
Yeah, probably.
So what does Ejin need to do in situations like this, Finn?
She probably needs to just take her time between points. And
how do you do that?
Just pick up the ball slower and just walk around, wipe your hand on the table maybe.
Yep.
And when she has the time for a towel break, probably just take a bit more time to think about what she's doing.
Again, it's events like this that sort of teach you those sort of things. Is that a fair call, like using the court? But then, I remember recently at one of your international events, you used the court a little bit too much and you got sort of pulled up by the umpire.
Yeah.
And that's all a learning process, isn't it? I mean, there's no wrong and right. You just got to experiment and see if you can get it right and, how far can you push it? And yeah. So obviously what we're saying here is there's a bit of pressure on Ejin Hisui, the number 2 seed, with Jasmine Wu coming at Ejin. This could be the first upset of the tournament.
Yeah.
Can you see her getting back from 2-0 here, Finn? If she goes down 2-0?
I think there's still a chance.
Yeah. You're very optimistic, or you just know that there's a chance?
There's a chance. Like, she's definitely the more experienced player,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I know Eric is a experienced coach, so
Yep.
they still have a chance if
The-
they go down 2-0.
The Western Australian program has definitely improved over
Yeah.
the last few years. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, definitely.
Coaches all over the country. I was just at MSAC working with the development players, and everyone's able to feed multi-ball, and everyone's able to do everything that the elite players are doing. So, and they were from, as I said, Western Australia and the Australian Capital Territory, with Dennis Mackling out there now. Some pretty good table tennis there from both girls. If you've got any questions for our man Finn Liu, Robert Deacon asks, where is this? We're at the Loops Table Tennis Centre in west of Melbourne. Feel free to come down, free entry. We're just going to take a short break while the players get some instructions. Eric Huang working very hard on his player. He's probably got the advantage here that he's got a young girl umpiring. She's not keeping track of time.
Yeah.
So you get to take as much time as you want in between the set, really.
Yeah.
If you're willing to.
Yeah.
I mean, probably on my end, I was never willing to. I mean, I've sat in the bench with you a lot, and I'd never take advantage of something like that. Is that a fair call, Finn?
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely. Yeah.
But obviously, it doesn't always work that way, as you were saying earlier, with taking time in between points. Sometimes we just sort of massage it a little bit to find the limits.
Yeah.
And that happens a bit more with the inexperienced coaches or inexperienced players, let's say. Yeah. So interesting times here. 2-0. The other notable thing here is, and you would have experienced it last week at the Olympic trials, Finn, the set scores.
Yeah.
You really need to mount the sets, don't you? Like when it comes down to that count back, you don't know who it's going to be with. And you could really, a timeout called here now by Eric Huang. It'll be interesting to see if the umpires are on it and keeping track of time. Western Australian coach AJ be just trying to keep her calm, I guess.
Yeah, probably wouldn't want to give Jasmine too much like technical coaching at this point. She's doing pretty good. Probably his main focus would just be to keep her fired up and ready to play.
She has been quite fiery, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Hasn't she?
Yeah.
She's been quite excited in between points when she wins points. Starting to accumulate a bit of a crowd around us. You've got your cousin Aiden listening to all your words, hoping to go in your footsteps as we go back on table. 4-2. Worrying times here, but a great effort from Jasmine Wu. She's quite a strong girl for her age, isn't she?
Yeah.
Quite tall. I think it helps with the girls' game, being a bit taller, a bit stronger. One of the very few girls at this age to also be quite vocal, isn't she?
Yeah.
Normally they're very, very sort of quiet at this age.
Probably helps a bit. She's a bit intimidating for the other girls, so yeah.
Absolutely. Great ball from Ejin Hisui. Still hitting that ball quite flat, but perhaps finding her range now.
Yeah.
Understanding the Wu backspin. Flat serve to the back end. That's a great retrieval from Jasmine Wu. As she goes to 8-6. I can't see Ejin getting back from here, Finn. Oh, great speed there from Ejin Hisui.
Yeah.
What's impressed you most about Jasmine here, Finn?
She's just attacking every ball, and she's just going through every ball, and she's not scared to just hit the ball. And like, even as the points tighten up, she's still like attacking every ball. Normally people would tighten up a bit and go
just tightening up now. As we speak, the tighten up's coming here.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of a learning process, learning to get through that, isn't it? We've all done it, haven't we?
Yeah. Yeah, she's definitely a bit more defensive now.
It's like you're predicting the matches before it even happens, Finn. What's going to happen now? I think Wu's serving. It's a bit of an advantage, would you say?
Yeah.
Is it game over or is it come back?
I think...
I can't wait for the next point to end either. Who's winning this point, Finn? Jasmine.
She won, so...
10-all. It's always a bit of a relief when you get back to 10-all after blowing a little bit of it. That was a huge ball though, wasn't it? Big smasheroo from Ejin Hisui, the number 2 seed.
Ooh. I think Jasmine's going to win this set normally.
Yeah?
Yeah, she's...
Got a prediction from Finn?
That
was tight.
Yeah.
That was tight, Finn. Coach to his feet, AJ, the Western Australian camp. The biggest win in Western Australian table tennis since the great Holly Nicholas. It's been a bit of a wait, hasn't it? Do you remember Holly Nicholas, Finn?
Yes.
This is huge for Western Australian table tennis right now. Juice.
Ooh.
Her forehand's coming in a whole lot more now, and she is being a bit more aggressive, isn't she? Like, you got to admit, Ejin has stayed aggressive throughout the match. She, you know what I mean? Like, when it was there to be hit, she did hit him. They just weren't getting in. I'm seeing Ejin get back and win this match, Finn. I think you're wrong. As we head back for the fourth set, Finn. Ejin Hisui trailing 1-2 against Jasmine Wu from Western Australia. So Victoria versus Western Australia. My name's Simon Dorado. I'm joined by the superstar Finn Lu. Finn, I wanted to ask you, so after the World Hopes Challenge, is that it? Is that the end? Is that all you can do? We talked a bit about the Rough Diamonds, and that's a great program for training. What's the next competition thing that these kids would then start trying to earn their place in?
So after the World Hopes and the Rough Diamonds, they'll try to get into the World Cadet.
Did you ever play in one of those?
Yeah, I played in about 4 or 5 of them. And
Who's
yeah.
got the record of World Cadet challenges?
Probably Vicky Wu from Fiji.
He's got the world record of attendance at the World Cadet Challenge. Vicky Wu, legend of table tennis in the Pacific area.
Yeah.
So Finn, you go to the World Cadets. What's that all about? What is that event? What does the World Cadets mean? Is that where you march or something?
No, it's the under 15 championship. So the Hopes is under 11 and 12, I think, and then World Cadet is under 15s. So yeah, you have to qualify for your
Continent?
Sorry?
Continent?
Yeah, your continent. So if you're in Australia, you'd be trying to qualify for the Oceania team.
Yep.
To qualify, you have to. There's 2 people selected to try to qualify for the World Cadet
From Australia?
from Australia.
Yep.
And you play each other at the
Oceania Championships?
Oceania Championships, yes.
Yep.
And whoever wins gets to go to the World Cadet. So yeah.
One from each sort of country, or the best 4 making up from the continent. So one. So what was your team? Tell me about your last team. Where'd they come from?
So my last team came from New Zealand, Fiji, which was Vicky, and New Caledonia. So
excellent.
yeah.
So World Cadet Challenge. That's the next thing. By the way, I think it's 7-3 here for Jasmine Wu.
Yeah.
In a matter of seconds.
The match could be over.
The match could be over. I just don't know if Jasmine's got. You know, she hasn't been in these situations very often.
Yeah.
This is a big win. I mean, when you're playing the number 2 seed, you know it's the number 2 seed.
Yeah.
You know it's somebody you want to try and beat. But then when you start getting that chance, the reality kicks in and you think, wow.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. That was a pretty good net cord there for Egan. Lucky ball. 7-5. If we go to another set or later in the day, we might talk about the World Championships, and that's the next stage in the process. The next opportunity, but for now we're going to close out this set 7-all. It's funny how quickly that 7-3 came round, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like as a more experienced player, you manage. Like for you, are you managing the time out there? Are you managing the score? Is some thought go into that? Is it there, or sometimes do you look over at the scoreboard and think to yourself, oh well, I'm 7-3 down?
Not really. I'd try to just focus on my breathing and just take one point at a time. Just take more time in between points as well. And yeah, try not to think too much about the score, but just how you can play your best at that particular score. Like, yeah, get back in the game.
Right. So interesting time out there from Jasmine, isn't it? 9-7 down, and she called it herself.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, she lost 6 points straight from that 7-3 period. Interesting one.
Yeah. I think it.
It's good self-awareness too. I mean, she knows that I'm not feeling good out there. I'm not doing well right now, so I'm going to take my own time out. Do you often call your own time out?
Depends. Like, sometimes if I feel like the coach is not going to call it, and I feel like I really need it, and I have like chances. But yeah.
Oh, huge.
Great shot.
I think for coaches, it's so important not to get caught up in the emotional side of the game. There's obviously something that the young girl was doing, Jasmine Wu, to get out to that 7-3 lead.
Yeah.
And it's the coach's job to sort of pick out what it is specifically that has led me to that 7-3 lead. And if you get caught up in the emotion thinking, oh, we're almost there, start counting points, you're going to miss miss the important moments. There it is. We go 2-2. Ejin Hisui fighting back in this second round group match. Finn, so let's talk a bit about the next stage. So once you've sort of started playing in the World Cadet Challenge, or may have missed out, for example. I mean, it sounds like it's a very cutthroat event where only one player's getting through.
So after the World Cadet, you'd be looking to like try play the World Juniors. So there's 2 ways to qualify for that. The first would be, if you're in Australia, the first would be to like, I think you'd have to get selected by the national coaches to get on the team, and there's 4 people that get into that team.
Who was your team last year, Finn?
Last year it was Hayden Green, Alex Lee, and Nicholas Lum, and myself. So, and the other way would be if you're like highly world ranked. That one's quite difficult, and so if you don't make a team but you're very highly world ranked, like let's say top 20, then you could get selected to play like in the singles events.
What about last year's World Championships? The team finished in which place?
I think 14th out of 16th, and we had quite a lot of chances to come higher than that, but I was a bit unlucky, also a bit inexperienced as well. So hopefully this year, if I make the team, then it'll be better. But
So I'm joined by Finn Lu. Remember, throughout the day I'll be joined by different people. We'll get Finn back later in the day as well. So if you've got any questions for Finn or me or anything about table tennis in general, feel free to ask. So last set, Jasmine went out to a 7-3. Ejin was able to come back and win that. And even in the third set, Jasmine, I think, had a set ball in there. It was 12-11 and wasn't able to close the game out. So Ejin's showing, as you pointed out earlier in the match, her experience over the Western Australian girl, Jasmine. So this set will be interesting. I think there's also a point to be made about when you're sort of down 2-0 and you're down a match ball, you do play much freer. Versus when it's when you fight back and it's 2-all. And then it's like 7 points all of a sudden now you're sort of looking at the finish line as well, and the nerves kick in a different way. Is that a fair call?
Jasmine's definitely not attacking as much now. She's just sticking to the push, and I think the main reason why she's losing is sometimes she pops it up too high to the forehand, and Ejin can easily just kill that. So
I think Ejin's forehand for me is about a 60-40 proposition at the moment. She's making about 6 out of 10, and that's enough to win the match. There's another one that goes on the table. Great get there from Jasmine, surprising us all, but not herself, as we go 3 points all in the fifth set here at the National Hopes in the Hopes Girls Singles Draw Round 2. Joined by Finn Lu. Bit of conjecture over who's serving, and well, that should be her point because she caught it, but should be Jasmine's. Big forehand, good get. I think the other interesting thing to take note here, it's either Jasmine or it's the coach's instruction for Ejin to play a few more balls down the line with the forehand. And I think that's something that later in the day is going to count at this level with these girls. Like if you can play a forehand down the line, it's going to help a lot. And I think in the first few sets, Ejin played a lot of those balls down the line. Yes, they were missing, but she was going for it. There's a watch Oscar Savage, one of the favourites for the boys groups, warming up over there. Wanted to just mention to you, Finn, that there's so many kids travelling. I think he just did a month in Korea practicing. Heard of another, and then Ejin just recently came back from China for a month. Did you travel before your Hopes, National Hopes event? Did you go overseas and have to travel to prepare for the event?
No.
No?
I think it's a lot more intense now. like even like kids are going away at a younger age compared to like a couple of years ago. Yeah, it's getting more serious and the competition's a lot higher, the level.
So to keep up, you have to take more risk.
Yeah.
Risk versus reward, Finn. I mean, till now, so you've bagged every single one of those sort of trips, and I guess all the other kids have seen that, and and then even like with you and Nick Blum, both of you sort of dominated that under 14 category for the last few years.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you said, the kids are doing more now to try and catch up or to try and replicate. Yeah. This one's tightened up again, Finn, 7-all. Both kids looking nervous to attack. Looks like this game's coming down to the forehand push.
Yeah. Could be anyone's match at this point.
There's an attack. Nice wide ball from Egan. She went for it. She was loose and she makes it to go 8-all. With serve. Egan Hisui. Big first third ball attack from Egan Hisui to go 9-8.
I think her tactic at the moment is just serving tops in to the forehand and then Jasmine
push high
pushes
and
it
I
high
go
and
smash. Wallop.
Jasmine can't really do much else at this point.
Well, she just needs to attack that serve, right?
Yeah, I know.
Even if it's got a little bit of spin down the line, attack that.
Oh, down the
better
line.
Better placement.
Yeah.
There's that down the line ball I was talking about, Finn. She just gets it that a little bit late. It's a little bit too flat. She doesn't get enough brush on it.
Yeah.
Straight to the table. 9-all, no towel. This game is on. Edge of your chair stuff. Smash into the bottom of the net. 10-9 for Jasmine Wu. Coach. Upstanding. Huge ball! Oh, big screen from Jasmine Wu. Jeez, says Finn Lu. 3-2, Jasmine Wu for the first upset of the National Hopes event. We'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you very much for joining us, Finn Lu.
Thanks.
Hopefully we get to
Thanks
have
for
a bit more of a chat when the sort of finals come around, mate.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
See ya.